Hey, this is William for Attack of the Fanboy, and this is ARMS. Kyle, you have less than 10 minutes to explain ARMS to me. Go.
ARMS is the new Switch fighting game. It relies a lot on motion controls, but actually, you don't have to use motion controls where you're controlling each arm individually and you are just sort of throwing punches and you can twist in the air to direct the punch. And there's different fist types. Different fighters have different fist types at the beginning, which you unlock more as you play. And really, that's it. I mean, it's just a fighting game. There's a lot of different modes that you'll kind of see later, but I do 2 fights right at the beginning, where it's a pretty simple little fighter.
Do you like it?
Yeah, that's I do actually. I like it a lot more than I thought I would. I played a demo at PAX that was kind of fun, but I had to use the motion controls, and I'm finding I prefer just using a regular controller over the motion controls. And that makes it feel a bit more like Punch-Out, which I love the Punch-Out
What's
series.
that? The controller or the motion controls?
Yeah, using the regular controller makes it feel a bit more like Punch-Out. Because you're controlling, the right hand and the left hand, and you can direct where it goes. With using the motion controls, you punch and then twist. Without using the motion controls, you just punch and then direct it with the stick. It's a bit more natural for me, just because I've played a lot of games and I'm not a huge fan of motion controls in general. So and you can see like all these different fighters have different styles of fighting. They're bigger, smaller, faster, and then some stuff will interact with the level. Like this one is surrounded by those bouncy things, so you can't really get out or move anywhere. And then those bots come in and drop stuff. So sometimes it's a boost, like a health boost or a special power-up boost. Other times they'll be like bombs, and then you can try and direct your enemy into the bombs. So different stuff like that. And if you notice, you've got your health in the bottom right. There's a little thing charging up, and when that turns yellow, the little white, there you go. So it just turned yellow. If you hit a button, you kind of unleash a very powerful attack, which is different. It's different for whatever fists you're using.
And what would is that the basics of the game? The gameplay mechanics are pretty much that simple, or does it get a little bit more difficult?
I mean, I could see some more intricate strategies getting involved. I mean, I'm just fighting AI mostly. There is online multiplayer, and they've done some demos, so that's been working pretty well. And you fight other humans, and then that's where I think the more intricate strategies are going to come into play, and the meta of what fists do best and that sort of stuff. So I could see this really becoming a bit more of a competitive game with some deeper mechanics. I'm not really getting into it just yet. I just started playing the game. But so far, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot more fun than I thought it was.
What is the set arms thing? Is there like some sort of customization or?
Yeah, so each character starts with 3 unique fists, which are the things that you see when the match starts. So you can change what is on which side. So that's what I'm doing right now, is deciding which one. So, that Seeker or Seeki has a bit more tracking, where you don't have to be so precise when you're, fighting the enemy and trying to hook your arm to hit them. So each character has different things, and you can also, you can do a grab, which is what I was trying to do there, but you've probably seen a few of them. But like you can hit their arms and disable them. So the bigger, heavier ones kind of do more damage, but they're slower. And then, if you're using that, you can block the lighter ones that are coming in. If their fists are lighter, you can hit them out of the air and block them with yours. So it does get pretty intricate in terms of what you can do. You don't just wail on each other. Like, you can be a bit more strategic about taking out the arm that's doing the most damage to you and all that sort of stuff. The matches are a bit short.
And how do they recover from that?
It just takes a while. It's timed.
Okay. Huh. Yeah, I mean, this wasn't when they showed this initially, I was like, oh, no, thank you. But
yeah, I think a lot
I
of
was
people
like that for
probably were.
Splatoon as well, so this is that new. I mean, Nintendo's been taking some chances here with like this and Splatoon. You think this will be the same sort of thing for Nintendo fans? I mean, is this gonna satisfy that itch like a Smash Brothers does, or something along those lines?
That's getting pretty high up there.
That's too high of praise.
Yeah, I mean, Smash is like a system seller. I don't know that people are gonna buy a Switch just to play ARMS, but they're doing a great job of. This is a new IP with a lot of interesting and new characters. And they do a lot of focus on the characters where like the fans around the arena are all based on what two characters are fighting. So they kind of get that you need to build your game around these sorts of things. And they're doing a pretty good job of it. And then I think the big thing that ARMS does is just keeps the Switch in play. The biggest problem with Nintendo consoles is these long stretches of no games, and they've done a great job with the Switch of like every month has a big game. We've got Splatoon 2.
They've got more games than they are selling systems at this point. I mean, that seems to be the issue. So they've got the games.
Yeah, and I think this is hitting right as Mario Kart hits its 1 month period, and I think people are probably starting to get finished with Mario Kart 8, and this is a good game to kind of fill that gap, especially with Splatoon 2 coming out. So is it in and of itself like a big release? I don't know. It's another good solid game for Switch, and I mean it's a good game to fit into the handheld home console thing. I played this a lot on my TV, but it was really great just taking the Switch off and just playing normally using the Joy-Con on the side. And this, by the way, is a different mode. This is kind of a volleyball mode.
This is cool.
Yeah, this wasn't bad. I think every time that I played more ARMS, I was just more and more surprised at how much I was enjoying it. That's not saying it's like Game of the Year material, but I was kind of expecting just kind of a meh game, something that occupied some time. But I could actually see myself playing a good amount of this game.
When is the review embargo for this?
Later next, I think it's like June 15th or something. It's a while.
So the game doesn't come out for a little while, though.
No, yeah.
But they're doing a global test something, is that right?
Yeah. People can hop in. I think, as of recording this, there's some matches going on. I think by the time we post this, those will be over. But yeah, people should have been able to hop in and play some online multiplayer. I don't know that they got to play these modes, and the Grand Prix is kind of the main, or the Grand Championship is the main mode. And I skipped that because there was some embargo stuff around that. But that's where you just fight a series of matches, and a couple of these different modes are actually mixed in there for you to, you're not just fighting like 10 guys in a row. You actually do have different stuff that you need to do, such as this, where you're doing more of a skill shot and you're actually like having to be precise with your punches.
Have you had a chance to try out the online?
Yeah, I loaded up like one match or two. It's it's tough unless I'm on right when the global test fire is going on to find people. But from all reports, the online multiplayer is actually working really well. Shocker for Nintendo, but
and how is that working? So I mean, I wasn't sure how that was going to work for the Switch in general, because I thought they were waiting to roll out some sort of paid program, and wasn't that the case?
It's going to be paid. It is free right now, and it's sort of I don't know if it's a test period or they haven't rolled everything out, but it's free right now.
First taste for free.
Yeah.
Well, at least it's working.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we don't have that much longer with ARMS. What is it? It looks like they try to do some interesting things with this. We'll be doing some more coverage on ARMS here in the future, so check back on our YouTube channel for more video coverage if Nintendo allows us to do that, or on attackofthefanboy.com. For Kyle, I'm William for Attack of the Fanboy, and thanks for watching.